No, we're diving into a sneaky little sleeper coin that could be lurking in your couch cushions, car cup holders, or that mysterious drawer in your kitchen. Yep, I'm talking about the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, before you start thinking, it's just a penny, let me stop you right there. What if I told you this humble 1-cent coin is worth way more than face value? Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll know why this little guy is worth more than you think and how you can turn spare change into a nice little payday. So, what's the deal with the 2009 Lincoln penny? Well, 2009 marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the U.S. Mint decided to celebrate by releasing a series of 4 different reverse designs. Pretty cool, right? But here's the kicker, some of these pennies, especially the ones with no mint mark, have collectors drooling like a kid in a candy store. Why? Because some of them are harder to find than others, and people love hoarding them. Now, you might be wondering, what does no mint mark mean? Good question. If a coin has no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The Philly Mint doesn't always slap a P on its coins, so no mint mark equals Philadelphia. But why does that matter? Because some of these Philadelphia-struck pennies ended up being rare, especially in pristine condition. And rare equals valuable. Alright, let's talk money, the part we all care about. The 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't exactly going to make you a millionaire, yet. Wink. But in circulated condition, it's currently worth around $1.70. Doesn't sound like much. Let's put it this way, if you find 100 of these in a jar, boom, $170. Now we're talking. And if you've got an uncirculated, flawless, grade MS condition penny, you could be looking at even more value, especially down the line as demand grows. Alright, grab your magnifying glass, or at least some good lighting, and start checking your pennies for these things, sharp details with minimal wear, no scratches, dings, or ugly spots. If you've got one fresh out of a roll, even better. If you find one in super clean condition, consider getting it graded by PCGS or NGC, the top grading services. A high-grade 2009 Lincoln penny could bring in a premium price. Now, let me tell you a quick story about the time I almost threw away a valuable penny. Picture this, I'm at the grocery store, fumbling around for exact change like an old-school pro, and I almost drop a penny in the "take a penny, leave a penny" tray. But something about it caught my eye, it was a 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. My brain went full detective mode. I took it home, checked it out under my magnifying glass, and wouldn't you know it? It was in excellent shape. Ended up selling it for a small profit. Moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know what tiny treasures are hiding in plain sight. So, there you have it, folks, the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might just be worth more than you think. Whether you find one worth $1.70 or manage to get your hands on a high-grade version, it's proof that everyday pocket change can be a hidden goldmine. Next time you're about to toss a penny aside, think twice, it might be worth a second look. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on more coin tips and money-making strategies. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Drop a comment below and let's talk. Thanks for watching. Alright, folks, let's talk about a penny that's worth more than, well, a penny. We're diving deep into the 1980 D Lincoln cent, yes, that tiny copper coin you've probably ignored in your couch cushions. But surprise! It's worth more than just 1 cent. The current market value? A whopping $1.40. Okay, it won't buy you a yacht, but hey, that's a 140x return. Today, we're breaking down what makes this penny special, why collectors love it, and how you can turn your spare change into real change. Stay tuned, you might just have a tiny treasure sitting in your pocket right now. So, the 1980 D penny, what's the big deal? First off, let's talk about that tiny D under the date. That little D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was struck. Denver had a solid year in 1980, producing a staggering 5.1 billion pennies. Yep, billion, with a B. But here's the thing, not all of them are created equal. Some have errors, high-quality strikes, or just the right amount of collector demand that makes them more valuable than the rest. Now, I know what you're thinking, $1.40? That's barely a pack of gum. But think about it, if you find a roll of these, that's $70 instead of 50 cents. That's like finding money in your pocket, because, well, you literally are. Alright, let's get nerdy. What makes some 1980 D pennies more valuable than others? Here's what you need to look for: mint condition. If it looks like it just left the mint yesterday, it's worth more. Coins graded MS65, mint state 65, or higher can sell for hundreds of dollars. So, if you've got one that's still shining like a new penny, literally, it's time to celebrate. Errors and varieties. Some of these pennies have doubling on the date or lettering. That's called a double die error, and collectors go crazy for those. Others have off-center strikes, where the design is slightly shifted, making them even rarer. Full, sharp details. Ever notice how some coins look all smooth and worn while others have crisp lines? The clearer Lincoln's face and the finer the details, the more likely you've got a winner. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was cleaning out my old childhood piggy bank, because, you know, adulting. Among the random pocket change, I found a 1980 D penny that looked special. I threw it in a jar and forgot about it. Fast forward to last year, I started looking into coin values and, boom. Turns out, it was a high-grade, nearly uncirculated penny worth $35. That's 3,500 times its face value. Not bad for a coin that sat next to lint and old arcade tokens for decades. Moral of the story: check your pennies, people. So now you're hyped and ready to check your pennies. Good. But what do you do once you find a valuable one? Check rolls and pocket change. Banks still have rolls of these. Grab some and search away. Use a magnifying glass or microscope. Small details matter, and you don't want to miss a rare error. Don't clean it. Cleaning coins actually lowers their value. Leave them as they are. Get it graded. If you think you have a rare one, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Sell smart. eBay, coin dealers, or online forums are great places to sell. Just make sure you research prices first. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that's a wrap. Now it's your turn. Go dig through those old jars, check under your car seats, and raid Grandma's coin stash, with permission, of course. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune in pennies. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button. I drop new videos every week on hidden treasures in your spare change. Smash that like button if you learned something new, and comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin. Let's talk money, folks. Until next time, keep hunting, keep stacking, and keep that change. Alright, folks, grab your change jars, check between your couch cushions, and maybe even peek inside that old winter coat pocket, because today, we're talking about a penny that might just be worth more than you think. And no, I'm not talking about those rare, ancient, one-of-a-kind coins that only show up in museums. I'm talking about a 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin you might actually have sitting in your pocket right now. Now, before you start calling up coin dealers or US, let's break this down. Is this penny gonna make you rich? Probably not. But is it still worth more than 1 cent? Yes. And that's the kind of good news we all need these days. So, sit tight because we're diving deep into what makes this penny special, how much it's worth, and what to look for in your everyday change. So first off, what is a no-mint mark penny? Well, in coin talk, the mint mark is a tiny little letter that tells you where the coin was made. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But if your penny has no mint mark, it means it was made in, yep, you guessed it, Philadelphia. Philly just likes to keep it mysterious and leave their coins unmarked. It's like the secret agent of US coinage. You might be thinking, okay, cool, but why should I care? Well, in the grand scheme of things, 2003 no-mint mark pennies aren't rare, but they're still worth more than face value, especially in uncirculated or high-grade condition. The deal, if your 2003 no-mint mark penny is just your everyday, seen better days kind of penny, it's probably worth around 3 to 5 cents. Still more than a penny, so technically a profit. But if you've got one that's in super crisp, uncirculated condition, like it looks fresh out of the mint, it could go for around $1.60 or more. And if you're lucky enough to have one in a high mint state grade, like MS67 or higher, it could even fetch $20 to $50 at auction. Not bad for something most people ignore. So how do you know if your penny is valuable? Here are some things to look for. Condition matters. A dirty, scratched up penny? Not so much. A super shiny, flawless penny? Now we're talking errors. If your penny has a misprint, a double die, or any kind of oddity, you might be holding something worth way more than $1.60. The luster test, hold it under a light. If it still has that bright, reflective luster, you've got a better chance of it being worth grading. Now, let me tell you a quick story about why I never underestimate a penny. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, just looking for some hidden treasures, maybe an old comic book or a cool vintage sign. I paid for a small item, got some change back, and boom, there it was, a 1983 double-die penny. At first, I thought, just another penny. But something told me to check. Long story short, that penny ended up being worth $250. Best flea market purchase ever. Check your change, my friends. You never know when you might be sitting on a tiny jackpot. Alright, so what did we learn today? Number 1, never underestimate a penny. Number 2, 2003 no-mint mark pennies can be worth more than 1 cent, especially in good condition. And number 3, if you ever find a weird-looking coin, do your research before spending it on a candy bar. I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a valuable coin in your pocket change? Do you have a 2003 no-mint mark penny that looks like it could be worth something? Drop a comment below and let's talk coins. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I've got tons more coin hunting tips and tricks coming your way. Alright, folks, gather around because today we're talking about a penny. But not just any penny, the 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, come on, it's just a penny. What's so special about it? Well, what if I told you this bad boy is actually worth more than its face value? Yep, this little copper-colored coin is out here making a name for itself in the collector's market. And today, we're gonna break it all down in the most fun and least boring way possible. Stick around because I have a personal penny story that might just make you check your pockets right now. So, let's get into it. First things first, why no mint mark? Well, in 1983, the Philadelphia Mint struck these pennies without a mint mark, which wasn't unusual. Back in the day, Philly didn't bother stamping their coins with a P. I guess they just assumed we'd know. But here's where it gets interesting, this penny, despite looking like your everyday pocket change, is actually worth a little more than a cent. About $1.50 to be exact. Now, I know, that's not exactly quit your job money, but hey, finding 150 of these and suddenly you've got yourself a nice dinner. Let's talk details. This penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. That means if you were planning to melt it down for raw materials, don't. First, it's illegal, and second, the coin's value is in its collectability, not its metal content. But let's be real, no one's melting down pennies unless you're in some sort of villain origin story. Before you go digging through your couch cushions, let me tell you what makes your 1983 penny stand out. While most are worth around $1.50, there are certain variations, like the 1983 double die reverse penny, that can go for hundreds or even thousands. And if you're sitting there going, what the heck is a double die? Imagine looking at a coin and seeing its lettering or details slightly shadowed, like it had too much coffee and started shaking while being minted. That's a double die, and collectors love them. Okay, story time. So, one day, I'm at a gas station, and I get a handful of change back. I spot a 1983 penny and think, no way, could it be the rare kind? I rush home, grab my magnifying glass like I'm Sherlock Holmes, and inspect it. Turns out, it was just a regular 1983 penny, but in my excitement, I dropped it in my car, and now it lives forever between my driver's seat and the console. So, if you ever wonder how many lost coins are hiding in the depths of your car, you might just be sitting on some treasure. Alright, back to business. If you think you've got a 1983 penny worth checking out, here's what you do: look for errors, double die, off-center strikes, or even weird plating issues. Check the condition, the shinier, the better. Collectors love uncirculated coins, and if you really think you've struck gold, get it professionally graded. The difference between a $1.50 penny and a $200 one could be a tiny imperfection that only experts can spot. So, the next time someone tries to tell you pennies are useless, hit them with that 1983 knowledge. This little coin may not make you rich overnight, but who doesn't love the thrill of finding hidden treasure? Plus, collecting coins is way cooler than people think. It's like being a detective, historian, and investor all rolled into one. Before you run off to check your change jar, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for more coin tips, money-making strategies, and, let's be honest, some pretty great jokes. Also, drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin or if you have a story about a lost penny like mine. Who knows? You might just have a hidden fortune waiting for you. Catch you in the next one. Alright, folks. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked yet fascinating little treasures hiding right in your pocket: change, the 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions like a pirate on a treasure hunt, let me tell you something: this penny isn't worth millions, but it does have an interesting place in the coin collecting world, and it's currently valued at around $1.10. Yes, you heard that right, a whole $1.10. So technically, it's worth more than its face value, and that's a win, right? I mean, who doesn't love free money? Stick around because we're diving deep into why this penny is special, what makes it valuable, and how you can start making money off pocket change. Also, spoiler alert, I once almost spent a valuable penny on a gas station hot dog. We'll get into that later. Let's roll. The basics. What is the 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? This penny was minted in Philadelphia, which is why there's no mint mark. That it features good ol' Honest Abe on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's made mostly of copper-plated zinc. Over 6.4 billion, yes, billion with a B, of these were produced, so they're not exactly rare. But, there's a catch: while most of these are common, collectors still want them in pristine condition. That a perfect, shiny, uncirculated 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in MS-67 grade has been auctioned for over $50. Now, that's a hot dog and a soda. Even regular circulated ones sell for slightly over face value, usually around $1.10, which is 110 times its original worth. Take that, inflation. If you're lucky, you might stumble upon the 1995 Lincoln penny with a double die obverse, DDO. Look at the words, Liberty, and, In God We Trust, on the front. If they look doubled or a little blurry, congratulations. You've hit the jackpot. These bad boys can sell for anywhere between $20 and $50 in circulated condition, and if you have a near-perfect one, it could be worth hundreds. Quick pro tip: don't squint too hard, or you'll start seeing double on everything. Trust me, I've been there. Personal story: the gas station penny disaster. So, let me tell you a quick story. One day, I was at a gas station, hungry, and running low on cash. I found some loose change in my car, including a suspiciously shiny penny that I almost handed it over for one of those mystery meat gas station hot dogs, you know, the ones that have been rolling for who knows how long. But something told me, maybe check this one out first. Lo and behold, it was a 1995 DDO Lincoln penny worth about $35. I dodged a serious mistake and learned a valuable lesson. Always check your change before spending it on questionable food choices. How to check your pennies like a pro. Grab a magnifying glass, check for the doubling on the lettering and Lincoln's eye. Compare it to online resources or coin collecting books to verify. If you think you have a rare one, get it graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can help determine the true value, where to sell and trade your pennies. If you find a valuable one, don't just spend it. Here's where you can sell it: online marketplaces like eBay, coin forums where collectors love to trade and buy. Always do your research before selling. Some dealers might lowball you, and we're in the business of making money, not giving it away. Alright, coin hunters, that's the scoop on the 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny. It might not make you a millionaire overnight, but hey, turning a penny into a buck is still a win in my book. Remember, check your change, keep an eye out for those double dies, and never trade a rare penny for a gas station hot dog. Trust me on that one. If you enjoyed this video and want more fun, easy to understand tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, leave a comment about your coolest coin find, and share this video with someone who still thinks pennies aren't worth saving. Who knows? You might just turn them into a coin collector too. Alright, folks, picture this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some lost treasure, aka spare change for that vending machine snack you totally don't need, and bam! You find a 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, before you chuck it back in with the rest of the loose change, hold up. That little copper beauty might be worth more than you think. We're diving into the 1977 no mint mark Lincoln penny, its value, why collectors care, and, most importantly, whether you should start hoarding pennies like a dragon guarding gold. Let's roll. It's not like I found a gold bar in my sock drawer. And hey, I get it. But hear me out. The 1977 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is actually a pretty cool coin. You see, most pennies from this year were minted in Philadelphia, which, fun fact, didn't use mint marks back then. So, technically, all Philadelphia minted 1977 pennies have no mint mark. Wait a minute, so if all of them have no mint mark, then why is this even a big deal? Great question, imaginary skeptical viewer. It all comes down to condition and collector demand. Alright, let's talk money. Because let's be real, that's why we're here. A regular, circulated 1977 no mint mark penny? Probably still worth 1 cent, sorry. But if you've got one in pristine, uncirculated condition, one that's been sitting in a time capsule or hiding in grandpa's old coin collection, you're looking at about $1.30. That's 130 times its face value. Sure, it won't buy you a mansion, but hey, it's a start. Okay, quick personal story. A few years ago, I got really into coin hunting after watching way too many YouTube videos, kind of like the one you're watching right now. So, I started going through my loose change, hoping to find some hidden treasure. One day, I found a 1977 penny with no mint mark, and I nearly passed out from excitement. I was already planning my retirement. This is it. I'm rich. Look, I won't lie, it was a little soul-crushing. But hey, it taught me a valuable lesson: even small wins count. And if you find a rare error version or a high-grade MS-67-1, you could be looking at $50 to $100. So, the hunt is still worth it. Now, before you go dumping your piggy bank all over your floor, here's what to look for: the shinier, the better. No scratches, dents, or signs that it's been through a garbage disposal. Errors: some 1977 pennies have off-center strikes or double dies. If you spot weird doubling on Lincoln's face or the date, jackpot, mint state. If you think your penny is in near-perfect condition, consider getting it graded. A top-tier MS-67 or MS-68 could bring in real money. So, is the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth a fortune? Not exactly. But it's still worth more than a penny in the right condition. And who doesn't love the thrill of finding a little extra cash in unexpected places? If you had fun with this video and want to learn more about coins worth money, collecting tips, and treasure hunting strategies, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Because let's be honest, who doesn't love money? Now go check your change jar, you might be sitting on a mini fortune. Happy hunting! What's up, coin lovers? Have you ever found a penny in your pocket and thought, meh, just a penny? Well, let me tell you, some pennies are worth more than you'd think. And today, we're talking about a sneaky little coin that could be hiding right under your nose, the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yep, that tiny copper piece might be worth more than you expect, if you know what to look for. Spoiler alert, it's not going to make you an overnight millionaire, but hey, turning a penny into a $1.20? That's still better than leaving it on the sidewalk, so, let's set the stage. 1973. Bell bottoms are in, disco fever is sweeping the nation, and somewhere in the US Mint, they're cranking out billions of Lincoln pennies. But here's where it gets interesting. If you look closely at some of these pennies, you'll notice something missing. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just a plain old 1973 Lincoln staring back at you like, yep, it's me. Now, before you start thinking this is some super rare error, let me clear that up. No mint mark actually means it was made in Philadelphia. That's just how Philly rolls, no need for fancy letters on their pennies. So while it's not a mistake, it does make the coin unique in its own way. Alright, let's get to the juicy part, the value. As of today, the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has a market value of about $1.20 in uncirculated condition. Now, I know what you're thinking, $1.20. That's barely a pack of gum. But hear me out. If you've got a handful of these coins in great condition, that starts adding up. Think about it, 100 of these pennies equals $120. Now we're talking pizza money, right? And if you happen to find one in pristine, mint state condition, say MS65 or higher, it could go for even more at auctions. How to spot a valuable one? If you want to cash in on this humble penny, here's what you need to look for: sharp details on Lincoln's hair and beard, a well-defined rim, not worn down like it's been living in a vending machine for decades. If you find one that looks fresh off the press, congrats. You might have a small but mighty collector's item on your hands. A relatable story. The time I almost spent a valuable penny. Okay, real talk, I once had a similar penny, and guess what I did? I spent it on a vending machine snack. Yep, I was in a rush, needed some chips, and boom, there went my potential $2 coin. Only later, when I was sorting through my change, did I realize my mistake. Moral of the story? Always check your change before you feed it to a machine. So there you have it. The 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might not make you rich, but it's a fun reminder that even the smallest coins can have hidden value. If you've got some old pennies lying around, take a closer look. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you love learning about coins that are worth more than face value, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more coin tips, money-making strategies, and hidden gem finds coming your way. Who knows? Your next pocket change discovery could be worth way more than you think.